Hi everyone, I am Anisha Narang and welcome to my channel again. I hope you enjoyed the previous video, the part 1 and part 2 of my pregnancy journey, where I included topics like movies versus reality, what are the books to read, what's the food, what food should you be eating, should you be listening to what elders keep saying, and should you exercise or not, what about stretch marks, can you travel or not. So do check it out and also share it with someone who might benefit from it, who still hasn't gone on this journey yet. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you still haven't. I'm still at like a 200 subscriber mark, and I and help me achieve the 1,000 subscriber mark really soon. So thank you so much for your support. So now, without wasting much of time, let's get started with the part 3 of my pregnancy journey, where I'm going to share my birthing experience. How did everything go from the time when I checked in at the hospital until the time I checked out at the hospital. And one of the reasons that I'm recording this video is that, when I got back from the hospital, the condition that I was in, I felt very sorry for the fact that, everybody just keeps saying that, enjoy the pregnancy, and but nobody actually tells you what was going to happen with you after you've given birth to a baby, because it's actually difficult. And I was slightly in a shock. So I think it's very important for us to be aware, so that we're mentally stable. And hence, I also felt that that postpartum depression is real. And why does it happen? Because we are kind of not very well aware about how to handle everything at once that comes to us after we've delivered a baby or given birth to a baby. So that's also one of the reasons that I really wanted to create this video. So with that, let's get started with what to pack in your hospital bag. So to get started with, first of all, is you need all your documents. You need a few of your dresses, a few of your loose outfits. You know Maternity gown is what you would definitely want to carry. Then you would want all your toiletries, all your a moisturizer of and a face wash. These are some of the essential things that you would definitely want to carry. Do make sure that you carry a pillow with you. I made sure that I definitely carried two cotton dupattas with me, which were very helpful for me, to keep on my um, to cover my eyes with it. And you can even have an eye mask if you want. And you do want to have your maternity pads with you. That's essential. Even the regular sanitary napkins will do, but for me, I got these maternity pads from by Ebena. They're available on the First Cry app if you really need them. And again, the essentials like phone. Don't forget your phone, your charger. Do make sure that you have your bathroom slippers. I wore my bathroom slippers when I checked in at the hospital, and I came back in the same. So no worrying about packing them. And then make sure that you're carrying all the essentials for your partner as well, who's going to accompany you at the hospital. And then there are a few things that you need to carry for your baby. Do make sure that you have at least two pairs of booties and mittens. You have two pairs of clothing. You have a cap with you. You have the diapers, wipes, muslin cloth, and a car seat if it's needed. We did get one to get the baby back home. And swaddles, and a blanket as well. So these are like a few things. You'll get all of these lists on the internet, definitely. And with that, let's get started with my birthing experience and how did everything go. So I visited the doctor at 38 weeks and a few days for a regular checkup, and she did check everything, and she said that everything looks okay, everything looks normal. So you may not want to come for another visit, but the next week at 39 weeks onwards, if you feel the pain, do come and get admitted in the hospital, or else get admitted on 14. So 16 was my due date, and she asked me to come and get admitted on 14, and she said that we'll try to get the baby at full term by 16. And I was like, okay. And she also mentioned that since everything looks okay, we'll try for a normal delivery, and I agreed to that. And I was very much in favor of that, because I did not really I was not very much in favor of going to the OT, and I was like, I know that a cesarean is a surgery, and I'm kind of not very much in favor of that, and would prefer a vaginal natural delivery. So these were like the thoughts that I had in my mind. So everything went okay, till 14. I did not get any pain. So as suggested by the doctor, without questioning, I went to the hospital, and she did a pelvic examinations. She said that we will have to go with labor induction, since there are no labor pains at this moment for you naturally. So I was like, okay, so okay, let's get going with that. On 14th night, she gave me an oral tablet, which is mifepristone. It's like the pretty commonly used drug for labor induction. It kind of started giving me, small slight bouts of pain every 10 minutes. But for me, I thought that it was a lot of pain, but it wasn't. That's when I got to realize, when I actually felt the even extreme labor pain. But anyway, that did not do any magic for me. After that, they applied a vaginal gel, which is Cervi Prime. That was also given to me twice. That's a very common gel which is required for the widening and the softening of the cervix. That did not also do any magic, and then it was I was in pain until like the 16th of morning, and then the doctor said that you're still not fully dilated, and we are going to give you some labor pain through an IV, which was terrible, which was literally terrible. I would say it's pitocin that's given to you through IV, and the pain is horrible. It's horrible. And it's incremental. So when they start, it's slightly okay, and they keep on increasing its intensity, and towards the end it's horrible. It's horrible. So if you have a choice to not go through it, I would say just deny that you would not want to go for a vaginal delivery and end up in a C-section. But for me, that went, and I reached a state where the doctor checked. She did a pelvic examination, and she said that now you're fully dilated and you can attempt to push. I did that as well. I was fully exhausted. I haven't slept very well for 2 nights, didn't have enough food and water for 2 days, and that was definitely a failed attempt. But still, the attempt lasted for 1.5 hours, and finally the doctor decided that the baby's head is not moving enough. It's not proceeding. There is some sort of obstruction, and she decided to do an emergency C-section. And she asked me if I was okay with that, and I did not have even any energy to agree to it. I simply said that just do what is right, and whatever is right. So and finally I landed up in a C-section. I went to the OT, and that was like the first time I entered an operation theater. And then whatever happened, I don't know, because you cannot really see your own surgery. All you have to do, but even for that, I think the worst part was that a normal planned cesarean surgery would last for like 40 minutes. But for me, since it was I went into labor pains, and I even so the positioning had maybe slightly changed. My surgery lasted for like 2 hours. I kind of felt that I'm probably not even going to live after this, but still I'm here laughing in front of you all. So don't lose hope. Is what I can say. Even my oxygen levels were dropping, and they had to give me an oxygen mask during the surgery. And after the surgery ended, I even landed up in the ICU for 2 days. So it was quite a tour for me. I would say that I checked in at the hospital for the first time and returned after even doing the ICU tour. But it's all fine. I think in the end, and so after the surgery, you cannot feel the lower part of your body for at least 6 to 8 hours because of the spinal anesthesia that they give you before they start the surgery. And you are also not supposed to drink water, and you feel pretty weak. The cesarean is pretty much a major surgery that people do not really talk about. They just say that giving birth to a baby is pretty normal, but it's a big surgery that that one goes through, because and and काफ़ी कुछ होता है उसके बीच में. There are a few more things also that happen, and the doctors and the nurses keep instructing you and helping you with it. So the only thing that I would like to add here is that have trust in your doctor, have faith in your doctor, that always feel that you're in the safe hands. I did have full trust in my doctor, and whatever steps she took. And even though I had I went through a slightly more pain than expected, but still it's okay. I never lost trust in my doctor. So that's one of the more important things. And the second thing is, be go to the hospital with an open mind. Do not think that you are going to, if you have a planned cesarean, then that's okay. Then that what's going to happen with you. If not, if you're going with an open mind for both options, then do make sure that you are aware about what situations can arise at the last moment, and whatever decision the doctor would take would be the right one for you. So just go with an open mind and a lot of hope and awareness with yourself. And after this experience of mine, दो चीज़ें तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा clear हो गई, that people would usually say that these days doctors are going in for more cesarean deliveries than the vaginal ones, because they feel that it's easy and this and that. But I think it's all it's not true. It like before I went through this birthing experience, I felt that maybe a lot of activity that you do, or the amount of yoga that you do would help in for you to go for a vaginal delivery. But none of that is true. None of that is true. It's more like whatever happens at that particular situation, what situation arises at the last moment. That's what even when my doctor said, right? She said that we're going to try for a normal delivery, but I cannot commit you on a vaginal delivery, because what happens at the last moment is something that no one can predict. So that's one. And second is, yeah, the amount of activity and the amount of exercise that you do does contribute to your health. Definitely, I would say that you should always exercise while you're pregnant, but it does not guarantee you any of the options that either a cesarean or a vaginal delivery. No. So these are like the two months myths that clearly got busted for me after I got back from the hospital, to be honest. And so after you've given birth to a baby, there are a few more things that come on your plate, and one of them is breastfeeding. So they say in general that it's best to breastfeed the baby right within an hour of their birth. But in my case, I met the baby after 2 days because of the additional medical conditions that for which I landed up in the ICU. And I think it's okay. It's totally okay. I think what's more important is how your body is taking the surgery that you've gone through, and how you are feeling. Are you in a situation to breastfeed the baby right away or not? It's okay to give formula to the baby for some time, and then you can eventually start breastfeeding as and when you feel okay. In my case, I felt I was in a lot of pain, and I felt that and there was also a lot of swelling in my body, and I was very surprised to see that इतना ज़्यादा swelling तो मेरी body में पूरे 9 months में नहीं आया था जितना अब आ गया है, that too when the baby is out. So after I got home, there was a lot of pain in my body and I felt very weak. Getting up from the bed to breastfeed the baby was a challenge every time, because there would be a lot of pain, and I would definitely need a lot of support to get up, like a lot of physical support to pull my body up. And that's pretty normal. I think that's something that everybody goes through, but nobody talks about it and nobody shares. So that not to scare people, not to scare women, but I feel that it is important to share that after a cesarean, surgery, you are going to feel weak and it is going to take some time for you to recover. 3 weeks is minimum, and they say 3 to 6 weeks is what is definitely required for you to recover. Okay, so now that you know it takes 3 to 6 weeks as minimum time for you to recover. Now, what is it that you need to do in order to recover very well? So there is no set rule for that. It totally depends on you and your and how your body takes the recovery. It's different. It's a different story for everybody. But in general, what I followed is what I can share with you is take a lot of rest, bed rest, sleep when the baby sleeps. Do not hesitate to ask for help. And when it comes to food, for me, so the doctors usually say that you can start eating everything, but all these elderly people, they have their own idea of eating light and giving you only dal khichdi and dalia and all of these light food. So I kind of followed that. I limited myself to papaya as the fruit, and dalia, dal khichdi, and dal roti. So this was like my entire meal. This is what my entire food palette was for at least minimum of 6 weeks, that I followed strictly with no outside food, no junk food at all, and no heavy foods either. So this is what I did. So you can definitely have your idea of how you would want to eat food and how you would want to treat yourself while you are recovering. Hey, so that was pretty much it about my birthing story. What is it that happens once you get home? What food can help you in recovery? How important it is to be aware about what you are going to go through. So thank you for taking the time to watch. And one of the other next steps that come into the life is how do you take care of the baby? And I'm not a pro at it, and I cannot really help you or give any guidance towards that. But there is one thing that I can recommend, which is this book, um, Dr. Spock's Baby and Childcare in India. This one has all the answers to your questions. It's one essential parenting book. There's another book as well, which is called The Baby Book. It's America's best-selling baby Bible. But this is what I recommend if you are parenting in India. And thank you so much for watching. And please do like and share the video. And also do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. So thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.